Let me start this by addressing who the FBI refers to as University 6. Hi, Louisville. Welcome back. I've missed you. I've missed the tweets, the jabs, the obsessive chants. I have genuinely missed this rivalry. I don't need interviews to prove it. I don't need post-game press conferences. I live here and I'm chronically online. I can feel how much this game means to you. You hate Kentucky. You hate Kentucky more than you even love the stripper poles at your tailgates. You want to beat us. And since you rarely do, I know you want this one so bad. And you know what? I don't blame you. That's how it should be. It's a rivalry. Now, Kentucky fans, you're going to feel that energy in the Yum Center on Tuesday, whether it's at the game or through the TV. This may not be their Super Bowl, but it is certainly their "Are we back?" litmus test. They're not going to truly believe that they're back until they beat Kentucky again. On Tuesday, Kentucky will be going up against a starving fan base chasing relevance. They're also a proud fan base, but a fan base that hasn't had much to be proud of the last, decade or so. Since after Barack Obama took office, Louisville is 3-15 against Kentucky. And one of those wins, stripped away by a multitude of embarrassing scandals. This Louisville Cardinal fan base has been deprived of success for so long. They reek of deprivation. And that is when a civilization is most dangerous. This year, they feel like they have a real chance to beat Kentucky, and the credulous members of the Rowdy Red Nation are ready to card so hard if they do. There were times in the past where I wondered if the Louisville players put way too much emphasis on this game in a way that the Kentucky players simply did not. In some ways, I kind of get it. Like, if you play for Louisville, you're living in a city that is 35 to 40% Kentucky fans. The local media covers Kentucky just as much and sometimes even more so than they cover Louisville. And that's just not the case for Kentucky players living in Lexington. If you're a Louisville fan, you're constantly inundated with talk about your rival from the local media, radio shows, coworkers, classmates, in a way that Kentucky fans outside of Jefferson County are not. That pressure to beat Kentucky trickles down to Louisville players and has them playing tight. They want it too much. And sometimes, even in years where Louisville was just as good or maybe even better, that tension was the difference. And that is where, for me, it gets personal. I live in Jefferson County. Half of my friends are Louisville fans. For me, this game doesn't feel like a massive victory if we win. It more so feels like relief. When Kentucky wins, I exhale. When Kentucky loses, it's like a dark cloud that follows you around the rest of the season. In 2016-17, one of Calipari's best teams went into the Yum Center and lost. And even as they accumulated wins throughout the season, I just kept looking back thinking like, but how the hell did they lose to Louisville? And now we're just helping out their strength of schedule. And this isn't true for every Kentuckian. If you don't live near Jefferson County, you won't feel that same sting after the loss. But for those of us who do, pretending that this game doesn't carry extra weight is a lie. It's Kentucky's only constant non-conference opponent since 1983. They've played every season for 42 straight years, except for 2021 when Louisville conveniently got COVID to avoid another loss in the series. I used to argue, and maybe someday soon I will again, that this rivalry is more intense than Duke, North Carolina. Not bigger, not better, but more intense. There is nothing really tethering these fan bases together. We don't share a common pro team to rally around like the Hornets, the Panthers, or the Hurricanes. We don't even have conference pride. Instead, we bicker over ACC versus SEC. And we don't get 2 or 3 chances to beat our rival. We get one chance for a year's worth of bragging rights. That is why this game matters so much, and it always will.
I used to always say there are like 4 days in this area that you wake up and things just feel different. Like Christmas morning, things just feel different. And one of those days has always been the Louisville Kentucky men's basketball game. You wake up, there's just a weird mixture of all these emotions. You've got excitement, you've got anxiety, you've got hatred.
Growing up, I always knew how big of a game that this was. My family threw watch parties for the Kentucky-Louisville game. And the moments throughout this series are burned into my memories forever. Derek Anderson's dunk, Sparks' free throws, Sosa's 3, Harrelson in the Yum Center, Davis in New Orleans, Harrison in Indy, another Harrison in Freedom Hall, in an alumni game. The blood, the spit, the tears. Bradley versus T-Will. Cousins versus Swapshire. Air versus Chris Jones. Two elderly men at a dialysis clinic. This guy versus Drew Franklin. The rivalry has been ugly, sometimes beautiful, and always unforgettable. For a few years, it felt like it was gone. For me, as a college basketball fan, it felt like the sport was missing something. Me caring about Louisville's results. I even said so 2 years ago in a video that I made.
What once felt like an impossibility was becoming a reality. Sympathy was starting to kick in. I was starting to feel sorry for Louisville fans.
I mean, just listen to where they were as a fan base.
Again, it's an absolute circus. And like I'm at therapy and I'm on the couch and you guys just listen to me lose my mind.
Defeated.
One more time. We f***ing suck.
Shamed. But in just 2 years, a lot has changed. Louisville has come a long way since struggling to win just 5 games in a full regular season. Louisville fans are back out of the woodwork, and they're starting to get loud again. It will likely never be Patino versus Cal again, but now we have coaches fighting outside of recruits' houses. And it at least has the feeling that the rivalry is 100% back. So as for feeling bad for Louisville, yeah, not anymore. Kaeson Pryor probably sums up my feelings best. Yeah, it's a lot closer to that.